Welcome back to the Money Brothers YouTube channel. I'm Nate, and today I want to do a side hustle review. We're going to be talking about Facebook Marketplace selling. This is one of the first side hustles that I ever participated in, and it's one that's just been great. And I want to tell you the things that I really like about Facebook Marketplace selling and the things I don't. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the pros here. The first one is that Facebook Marketplace selling is easy to get started, and there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason I think it's really easy to get started in is that there's just very little upfront cost. You can typically start by selling things that you already have in your house, and that's what I did. I would just look for things that I had that I didn't need anymore. I have to admit I'm a little bit of a thrift shopper, and so I would always buy things that I thought, oh, this is kind of cool, things that I would never end up using. And so I could just sell those things. And so the upfront cost was very, very low. The other part of it is that most people have Facebook. So I already had a Facebook. And so signing up to be a seller on Facebook Marketplace was really just as simple as logging into my Facebook account. Facebook also makes the selling process on Marketplace very, very easy. And so overall, out of 10, I would probably give this one a 7 or 8 out of 10 as far as ease of getting started. The second pro I want to talk about is how easy it is to find inventory. The way that I started was just finding things around my house that I didn't need anymore or that I never used. And I think that that's a great place to start because then you don't have to spend any money to get started. You can really just start by making some profit so that you can then reinvest in other things to sell. You can oftentimes find things for a pretty good deal at thrift stores, things that are undervalued. And so I would always go to thrift stores and I would find things and I would get on, Google or eBay, and I would look things up and see what their value was new, maybe on eBay, see what their value was used, and see if what the price was at the thrift store made for something that I thought could be potentially profitable on Facebook Marketplace. The last place that I always look for inventory is actually on Facebook Marketplace. You would not believe how many people post things on Facebook Marketplace for free. And so as long as you're willing to go pick up the inventory, whatever it might be, you can always find free things on Facebook that you can just go pick up and then immediately resell. Some people would say that they would feel bad about doing that, but in so many cases when I go to pick things up, when they're giving away the item for free, they just want to get rid of it. It's not that they couldn't have made a profit on it. They could probably have sold it, but they just wanted to let it go and just get it out of their hair. The other night, in fact, I found a really nice mountain bike on Facebook Marketplace. It was a little bit older. It was going to need just a few repairs, but it was listed for free. And so I messaged the seller right away, and it was like 9:30 or 10 at night, and they said, hey, just come pick it up right now. I'm just trying to get rid of it. It'll be on my front lawn. And right away, I went and I looked up that same bike, and I found other ones selling for $50, $100. And so that's one where if I do just a couple little repairs on it, I will easily make a profit. The third thing that I really, really like about selling on Facebook Marketplace is that you can do as much or as little as you want. I would say that I probably have fallen onto the do it less side over the years, because I'm really just selling things when I find good deals. It truly is kind of one of those side hustles where maybe one month I'll make an extra $50, maybe one month I'll make an extra $150 or $200. It's never been one that it's like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 every month, just because I haven't gone hard with it. If I was looking at thrift stores every day, searching on Facebook Marketplace every single day for free items, and then, purging my house of all the things, which my wife probably wouldn't appreciate. If I was doing all those things and looking for more inventory consistently, then I could definitely make a lot more. But for me, I just like being able to put a little bit extra spending money in my pockets every month. The fourth and final thing that I think is great about Facebook Marketplace is that people are always looking for what you're selling. There are some things that I've seen up for sale on Facebook Marketplace that I would just not believe someone would buy. It just seemed like trash. But what you can do is you can save items on Facebook Marketplace where then you can kind of see what's happening with that item. And so sometimes I'll save those items where I'm like, nobody's going to buy that. And then, surprise, the next morning or after a couple days, I'll see that it has been marked as sold. And so you may think that you don't have anything of value to sell. I guarantee you, whatever you have, somebody will buy it. Just the other day, my wife posted something up on Facebook and I told her, no one's going to buy that. It was like a bottle of lotion. It was brand new, but I was like, someone could just go for a couple bucks to Walmart or somewhere and get a brand new thing of lotion. But somebody bought it, and it worked. And so don't be afraid that you don't have something to sell. Just look, you find things that you aren't using, and even if you don't think there's a lot of value, there could be value with other people. All right, now we need to talk about the cons of Facebook Marketplace selling. The first one is that you're probably going to need a vehicle. This is probably not one that's great to do if you're younger. It still could be done. You just need someone to bring you around. If you don't have things at home to sell, you might have to go to thrift stores or yard sales to find things to sell. And if you don't have a vehicle, that's a little bit harder. There's definitely ways around that, but that's one where it would definitely make it easier. The other piece to that is you're going to be probably meeting up with people to do exchanges for items, whether you're buying or selling, and having a vehicle is a lot easier. The second con is that you have to communicate with either the buyers or the sellers again. And the reason this one's a con is that some people are just flaky. They'll say, hey, I'm interested in this item, and then they never respond to you back when you text them. And so maybe you're holding an item for somebody and then they just never end up showing up for it. And that can be really, really frustrating. I'll run into that where I'll get 5 or 6 people who are interested in an item, and I'm working with the first person, and then they just keep delaying and keep delaying. And you kind of want to make sure that you make people happy. And sometimes that means that you will end up selling the product a day or two later to another person. So just keep in mind that people who are on Facebook, they're not typically professionally buying or selling. They're just looking for things for maybe their own home. And so you're dealing with normal everyday people with normal everyday schedules. And so you need to be aware of that so that you don't get too frustrated when people either don't show up to pick something up or don't show up when you are trying to buy or sell something. And kind of rolling into the next one, you will have to meet up with strangers. That's a little bit of a safety concern, especially if you're younger. Never meet up with somebody alone. You should always have somebody with you when you're meeting up with a potential buyer or seller, whether that's a parent, a family member, or a friend. Make sure that you are always in a safe location, whether that's at your own home, which you should be very careful of, or in a public place. Meeting up in public places where both parties can be protected is always a really smart idea because you just never know who those people are. And most people will not have bad intentions, but some people will. So you always want to stay safe out there. The fourth and final con of Facebook selling is that I feel like Facebook Marketplace is kind of like the garage sale of the internet. People who are buying off Facebook Marketplace, they're always looking for deals. You don't always see this on other selling platforms, but this is something that over the years I have noticed over and over and over again, that people, when they reach out to me and say, hey, I'm interested in this, and then we're kind of working through the process, they will kind of try and lowball you, sometimes even at the last minute. They'll never mention the price, and then they come to pick it up and they say, oh, would you take this instead of that? Maybe they ask if you'll take 20 instead of 40. It's just like, as a seller, I know that I need to make a certain amount to be profitable. And so you just have to understand that people on Facebook are looking for deals. And so you will have to negotiate with them. And so you'll have to kind of stand firm. Sometimes people will ask last second to try and kind of take advantage of the situation, but stand your ground. Or if you do have some wiggle room, then you can definitely go down in price. One hack that I always used is that I always add a little bit extra to the selling price. So if I'm looking to get $30 out of something, I'll list it for 40. People will still reach out typically, and then it gives me a little bit of room to come down on the price without feeling like I got, worked over too hard. I guess in conclusion, Facebook Marketplace really is a great place for someone who's looking to side hustle. If you've never done a side hustle before, this is one that you should definitely start with because it's so easy. Of course, there are some negatives, but there's negative to every type of side hustle. So if you're interested in Facebook Marketplace, just go onto your Facebook account and just get something listed. It's as easy as that. Work through the listing process. It's very self-explanatory, but do your research. See what other people are selling that item for so that you can price competitively and that you can get the most bang for your buck. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. Give this video a like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.